I want to start the show by saying I formally apologize for what I said last Friday.
Psych!
If you know, you know, and if you don't, you don't. We killed it, team!
Add 27 photos to this sound and let it sink.
No, seriously, that was absolutely hysterical. Y'all took the mission and ran with it. I have never been so proud, impressed, or terrified.
I underestimated you.
Got a very short summary of my thoughts on what's happening in Afghanistan. We're talking about a medical kidnapping and how an American Idol contestant had 2 of her babies taken from her. Influencers are ruining the Met Gala, and Jay Cutler is dropped by Uber Eats for opposing mask mandates. I'm AlexClark, and this is POPlitics. I decided to not write a play-by-play on what's happening in Afghanistan for the show because there is too much time between when I write the episodes, when we film the episodes, and then when they're actually posted. I mean, this type of news changes every hour or so. So for now, I think it would be irresponsible for me to try to break this down when it's probably going to be old news or inaccurate by the time the episode posts. Instead, I'll let those who have breaking news type shows explain what's going on in real time so it isn't outdated information.
News team! Assemble!
I think my thoughts can be summed up pretty simply. Our military prioritized flying the alphabet soup flag in Kabul, bragging about having lesbian moms and fighting made-up systemic racism in America when they should have been focused on their actual job, which is foreign policy.
Sure, I'd spent my life around inspiring women. But what had I really achieved on my own?
A woke military never wins. We have an open southern border. Jen Psaki took the week off. The Taliban remains on Twitter while former President Donald Trump is banned. And President Joe Biden thinks Corn Pop is running the Taliban.
This malarkey ends here, Corn Pop.
Oh, really? Tell that to the Balanced Breakfast Gang.
Maybe a bunch of our favorite TikTok influencers will make a dance asking the Taliban to add more diversity to their ranks. Until then, at least we have some comfort in knowing that the Taliban is vigilant about enforcing mask wearing.
No one cared who I was till I put on the mask.
Now they just need to tell us their pronouns so we know how to address them.
Ha! That's it! Hold it right there! Pronoun trouble.
This Syesha Mercado story has to be one of the most bizarre and horrifying things I've heard in a while. Syesha was a top 3 finalist in season 7 of American Idol. Now Syesha is back in the spotlight, not because of her talent, but because her kids are victims of medical kidnapping. 5 months ago, Mercado and her partner Tyrone Diener's 1-year-old son, Amin-Ra, was taken from them when Mercado went to Johns Hopkins All Children's Hospital in St. Petersburg a few months ago after her breast milk supply ran dry and her son refused to take other fluids. At the hospital, Amin-Ra was seen by Dr. Sally Smith, who was part of a 2020 USA Today network investigation after she was accused of being too quick to diagnose child abuse. According to the New York Post, investigators reviewed hundreds of Smith's cases and found more than a dozen instances where charges were later dropped. But 2 weeks after taking their son to the hospital, they were ordered to give him up to CPS under charges of malnutrition, even though they came to the hospital for help feeding him.
The family says hospital staff suggested a B12 shot.
That process in the time of our son being in the hospital, it wasn't a welcoming experience.
They say they asked for more information, but instead were met by law enforcement and investigators with Manatee County Child Protective Services.
Never could I have imagined going to that specific hospital to get help for my child, but walking away without my child.
Now, it appears to have happened again with their 10-day-old newborn daughter. They were pulled over on the side of the road and forced to give her to authorities for no apparent reason. The same New York Post article says deputies surrounded an SUV that Mercado, her newborn baby, and her partner, Tyrone Diener, were driving in Wednesday morning to conduct a surprise roadside welfare check, as captured in disturbing footage with more than 2.1 million views as of Saturday afternoon. Police then took custody of the infant to bring her to a hospital for a physical, presumably due to prior, still hotly disputed, allegations of malnutrition concerning the couple's then 13-month-old son.
They checked on them, seen them,
and then asked about my wife, and I'm like, if you want to know any information about anything regarding her, contact our attorney. So if they were seeking to get the proper information that's under the statutes, they would have contacted our attorney and got whatever information they needed. That makes sense to you?
No,
you understand?
I understand.
It's making it seem like we're not cooperating, and we have.
They're calling this a medical kidnapping, and this happens to thousands of parents around the country. If a doctor or hospital determines that you're not making a medical choice for your child that to you seems perfectly reasonable, they can just take your kid away, just like that.
A woman has barricaded herself and her daughter inside their home.
State officials came to the house to remove the daughter from the home.
Boldo came to the attention of Child Protective Services after she decided to stop giving her 13-year-old controversial antipsychotic medication.
The Department of Human Services attempted to take the child from the mother.
Boldo barricaded herself in her home, and this lasted 10 hours.
Mary Ann was hauled off to prison for 5 days.
Ariana is now at a pediatric psychiatric facility where Godboldo claims she's being abused.
A mother took the stand today defending her rights as a parent.
Part of it is the question, who decides what the best medical care is for a child? The government or the parent?
The question is this. How long until the government starts to practice medical kidnapping on your kids if you refuse to give them the you-know-what?
And I will not go down without a fight.
Celebrities are fuming because they say that Anna Wintour is ruining the prestige of the Met Gala by allowing influencers to take priority on the guest list.
Oh, that's not a thing. That's not a thing.
Addison Rae and Emma Chamberlain are on the list, and a Fashion Insider told The Post, this year's focus is on supporting young talent, so guests will skew younger. Any of the old guards who are complaining simply didn't get invited. It's just sour grapes. I'm not sure if I believe that. I think Vogue realizes that Gen Z doesn't give a crap about some of these A-listers who repeatedly get invited. They want to see influencers. I think there are sour grapes, but it's celebrities in general who are pissed off, not just about the Met Gala, but that TikTok and Instagram stars are becoming the most sought-after celebrities in general. Addison Rae is starring in a Netflix movie. The D'Amelio family's reality show is about to start on Hulu. The Hollywood landscape is changing, and actors and singers and stars who are actually talented are being pushed to the back burner. I'd be salty too, to be honest. Do you think social media influencers should be allowed to go to the Met Gala?
Yeah! No! If I say yes! I'm going no! If I say yes, I say yes! If I say no, then no! No!
Recently, Jay Cutler decided to get back on Twitter because he felt like Instagram was going to take him down soon for posting views that went against the political grain. He immediately started posting that he was against mask mandates for kids in his school district and showed support for parents showing up to school board meetings. Then, he teased that maybe he will run for school board.
Okay, let's go win this thing.
I guess that was too much free thinking for Uber Eats because they dropped Jay Cutler as an endorser. He tweeted, lost a commercial with Uber Eats partnering with the NFL, was going to film in LA, views aren't aligned. Guess they don't like future school board members. Frees up my weekend. I already only use DoorDash, so I'm glad I don't have to make any major changes myself. Love Jay for standing up with courage. One by one, more celebrities are realizing it's now or never, and their voices are absolutely critical in fighting back against the tyrannical overreach we are facing right now. Cinnamon roll vibes all the way.
Yeah, can't be your friend if you wear high tops like that. You make an extreme foot change, and we'll keep the friend thing rolling.
Hot Take Tuesday is a thick old boy today. That's a thick boy. Let's get after it.
Hot Take Tuesday.
Did you know that in 2008, Travis Barker almost died in a plane crash? He was flying out of South Carolina when it caught fire, killing 2 pilots, Travis's assistant, and his security guard. Barker and one other friend survived with severe burns, but his friend and DJ died a year later from a drug overdose. Travis had refused to fly since and has struggled with PTSD. He even credited the near-death experience as the kick he needed to finally quit doing drugs. Well, this weekend, Travis decided to fly for the first time in 13 years with his girlfriend Kourtney Kardashian to Cabo. I guess he must really love her. We always knew the fact checkers on social media were just scam artists, but now we really know. The co-founder of Snopes has been banned after they figured out he plagiarized dozens of stories and then posted them to the site under a fake name. In Australia, you have to register the name of anyone you're hooking up with because, you know, sickness, I guess. More like insane overreach. Guys are already afraid to commit. I wonder what those convos are like. Instead of asking, are we official, you have to ask them if they can submit their name to the government. I do not envy your position, Aussies.
A VB long neck at 20 to 8 in the morning. Get that up, yeah.
Johnny Depp says he's been boycotted from Hollywood after his messy divorce from Amber Heard and domestic violence allegations. Many believe that Amber was just as guilty of domestic violence and is getting the easy way out because she's a woman. They think Johnny Depp is being horribly smeared and having his life ruined for no reason. What say you? I still remember the story of Amber pooping in their bed and blaming it on their dog.
Sticks and stones, love.
And at a recent Jason Aldean concert, the fans went wild when he said he was happy to not see any masks in the crowd.
The coolest thing to me right now is that I'm looking out, seeing all you guys, and I don't see one f***ing mask.
Country stars are now the real rebels, not rock stars. And even as someone who isn't a huge country music person, I love to see it. Turning Point USA just launched a really dope resource for you. It's called School Board Watch List, and you can access your district and find out who's in charge, what radical agendas they're pushing in your school district, and when the next school board meeting will be. You can find that at schoolboardwatchlist.org and share that link with all of your followers. I loved seeing some of you post pics wearing the Cinnamon Roll Culture sweatshirt this past weekend. Those were just restocked, so get yours by clicking the link in our bio. Very important to tap the heart on this episode. What the heck do you think about the medical kidnapping situation? Have you heard of this? Share it to your stories and warn your friends and family that this could be happening soon to them if they make medical decisions for their kids that the government doesn't agree with. And hit save so our stuff shows up in the algorithm. POPlitics is back tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific. And of course, you can catch up on shows and listen anytime on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Please subscribe and leave a 5-star review. I love the most recent one that says, "POPlitics is love, POPlitics is life." It's pop culture without the propaganda every single day. I'm AlexClark, and this is POPlitics. Click below to watch yesterday's episode. Please subscribe, thumbs up, share this video, and ring the bell for notifications so you never miss the conservative. And make sure you're following this show at POPlitics on Instagram for even more CUTEservative content.